Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dynamite here, back with another banger YouTube video. And here we've got the Renegade Raider skin back at it again after 7 years. Make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe, and let's get into it, Fortnite fam.
Where is it? Where is it?
My shop's loading. Oh my god, did they trick us? Where the fuck is it?
I think they did.
Oh my god. Oh my god, they actually lied to us. Wow. Oh my god, I'm on... Wait! It's there! It's there! Go to the top! Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dynamite here. I hope you're doing well, and I believe this video should be coming out either on Christmas or very close to Christmas. So if you do celebrate it, Merry Christmas, have a good New Year and everything. I believe I should upload a few more times before the New Year. I plan to upload a lot of videos this month. But yeah, in case I don't upload on Christmas, or this is a video that goes out, have a good Christmas. So I wanted to make a video basically just reviewing the first year of Fortnite OG, as I think this has been a very controversial year, and it hasn't gone as well as some of me and my friends thought it would do. And it's a shame, really, because I was so excited for Fortnite OG to come back. As you can hear in the first clip, when they originally brought back the Renegade Raider, I was just so excited for this mode and everything going on in this mode. And it's just such a shame, really, that what's happened over this year. But I really do think we're at a point with Fortnite OG in Season 7 where we're starting to make a comeback. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the first 6 seasons of Fortnite OG, talking about most of them in depth, some of the good things, some of the bad things, and just giving a review on each season. So if you guys do enjoy the Fortnite discussion videos, I would appreciate you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And also let me know, how often would you like me to upload next year? So I think in December I've been uploading pretty much every like 3 or 4 days, but next year obviously I want to get back into more consistent uploading in 2026. So would you guys want to see weekly uploads, uploading every like 3 or 4 days again, every 2 weeks? Let me know. But yeah, I'll shut up now, let's get into the video. So starting off with Fortnite OG Season 1, I gotta say, in comparison to the later seasons, this season wasn't too bad in terms of how accurate it was to this original season. So let's start off with some of the good things. It was, like I said, a good recreation of the original season. We had the double pump. We didn't have all the weapon icons and like all the weapon stats, but at this point in time it was whatever. They also changed some of the lighting. They added the fog from original Fortnite, which was good at this time. The storm clouds from Season 1 were back. And overall, it was actually pretty impressive how close this was. They even brought back the original burst, like I said, double pump, the original SMG, which we haven't seen since like the original Season 2, which was insane to me that we got that back. The time to kill was very quick, which I like, because nowadays in modern Fortnite, the weapons are actually, they take a while to kill. They nerf the damage quite a lot, but having like, I think they brought back the 96 headshot damage scar. Having that, it was just such a change of pace, and I really enjoyed it. There wasn't a lot of shields, which, like I said, like the original season, there wasn't any mini shields or anything, so it was kind of hard to get shields, but I was okay with that at the time, really. I didn't mind having a faster, like a faster mode where it was just easier to die out. I was okay with that at the time. It made sense. Double pump felt amazing. I love being able to double pump. It's a shame we got rid of it now. They also did ranked for a bit in OG, which was interesting. I did say this at the time, I don't think OG should be a competitive mode, at least until Season 8 when they bring Arena back. So I do understand why they eventually got rid of ranked, but for a few weeks it was a bit of fun. You know, I think I got elite in Season 1, so playing that for a while was okay. And the battle pass, there wasn't a lot of skins to choose from in Season 1, so I understand why they did Renegade Raider, Aerial Assault Trooper, and Skull Trooper. Like, I did understand that, even if they did bring back the original skins later on, but it was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, it was just okay. Now let's get into some of the bad things about Season 1. So for me, and this happened literally on the second day of the season being out, basically they added skill-based matchmaking and bots, and I made 2 whole videos on this at the time. One of them got like, I think, hundreds of dislikes or something. People were getting so mad at me because I was basically saying they shouldn't have skill-based and bots in OG, at least like this early into it. Because I remember on the first day, OG had like 1 million players, and then right after they did that skill-based update, it basically just killed the mode. Like the player count you're seeing now, where it's like averaging around like 40 to 50k, that was pretty much what it was like after that update. They just killed it instantly with that update, which was horrible to me. And another thing about Season 1, which, I mean, it's accurate, like I said, I mean, you can't really do anything, but the map was just very boring. There wasn't a lot of locations. We didn't have Tilted, we didn't have Shifty, and That was just, I really do think that they should have started OG on season 3 or something, because I feel like this also drove a lot of people away. Was just there wasn't too many, like there wasn't a lot of shields, there wasn't a lot of guns, which I was okay with the loot pool at the time, but the map specifically, there also wasn't a lot of movement besides the original jump pads and the launch pad. So there was no movement, really no interesting POIs. And I do think this mode would have benefited from starting maybe on like season 2 or 3. But overall for season 1, I would have to maybe give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing. I think it had potential to be amazing with a few changes. I'm glad as well we got the modern movement. We didn't go back to OG movement like everybody's saying. Like imagine how slow that would have been, especially in zero build. Like with that open map with no locations, with the old movement. Just think about that. So like I said, 6 out of 10. Not great, not terrible. Alright, so moving on to OG Season 2, and if Season 1 wasn't bad with some of the changes like the skill base and just having like an empty map, man, Season 2 really started to kill this mode. So there's two sides of the coin when it comes to the OG community really, or just the Fortnite community in general. There's people who care a lot about OG and will complain about any like small change to the original game, and people who are like, you're complaining about the grass texture, quit whining, just enjoy the mode. And for me, I'm on the side where I'll complain about a lot of things which aren't accurate or really just kind of just ruin the experience. And one of those things which a lot of people complain about was the grass. So if you didn't know, basically in season 1 they had the original chapter 1 grass in OG, and then for some reason in season 2 they switched it to use the chapter 5 grass, which doesn't fit the terrain in chapter 1's map and like the landscape material. And the grass is really long, it'll clip through buildings, and it just looks very unpleasant, and it kind of just makes the game look ugly, and that is why a lot of people, myself included, complained. And this didn't, by the way, this doesn't get fixed until season 4. We literally had to deal with this for almost like half a year, so that was one thing which really just started this season negatively for me and a lot of people. They brought the Zaptron back for a weekend, which was weird because the Zaptron was in the game for like a day in season 1 originally, so maybe it just wasn't ready to go in season 1, I'm uncertain, but the Zaptron came back, which was kind of cool, it was fun to use. The map, I mean, obviously we got tilted, we got shifty, which was one thing I was complaining about in season 1, just the map was very empty, and I'm glad that kind of made it a bit more fun to play. And they added some more guns, they added the minigun, they also added like the chug jug, the boogie bombs, just a few more items for us to play with. Not a lot of movement at this point, we still have to wait a few seasons for that, but just a few more things for us to play around with. They also, this is when the mode started to get a bit terrible with like the inconsistency, so they're using like, I think they used the right SCAR model at one point, then the wrong SCAR model, and they just kept fucking around the weapon stats and icons, and it was really just weird, and it was just confusing at times. They also did a really horrible change to the storm. So in season 1, I think they used the original chapter 1 storm system, where the storm basically, it does more damage earlier into the game and it just closes quicker, where they changed it in this season to use the modern storm system, where the storm basically just takes longer to close, and it does really weak damage even late into the game, so it just makes the storm just kind of just boring, you know. It's not a threat. You can go into the storm, it'll do 1 damage for most of the game, and then right at the end it'll increase, and this really just ruined the pacing of OG, because the modern storm system is bad in the current game, and it works worse on a map which wasn't designed for the storm system, so it ruined the pacing of OG completely. But one good thing about this season at least was the battle pass. They fucking cooked with this. I love the new Black Knight skin they made. I love that skin so much. They really did cook with this OG battle pass, and I can't say the same for the next season, but honestly, best battle pass for OG, yeah, I know there's only 2. I honestly would even say I prefer this Black Knight to the original Black Knight. The battle pass was amazing, but the rest of the mode, besides obviously the map update, was just, this is when I started to play less OG. I played a lot of it during season 1, and my partner started to get into Fortnite during OG season 2, so I was like, one good thing I remember from this, playing this a lot with them, which was fun. But besides that, I'd honestly have to give this OG season like a 4 out of 10. Worse than season 1 somehow. They've really just fumbled this season. Alright, so now we're on to OG Season 3, and I'm not going to waste any time. This season was fucking horrible. This was by far the worst OG season yet. Genuinely. This was, even to this day, this is still the worst OG season. Season 3, and it's a shame because Season 3, when I look back at Chapter 1, like the original Chapter 1, I used to say that Season 3 was my favourite. And after this, I'm honestly doubting my opinion. I would honestly, if you ask me now about my favorite Chapter 1 season, I'd probably say Season 6. And I know that's very controversial, but I did love the original Fortnite mares and everything, but this really just ruined ruined the image of the original Season 3 for me, and I'm going to talk about why. So, first off, there was so many more inconsistencies. They kept fucking around with the loot pool. They changed some, so they were supposed to get rid of the purple tack this season, but they kept it in vending machines. They were supposed to get rid of the grey pump and trade it for the blue pump, but they still kept the grey pump when they did that. All of the battle pass skins, they did Rex, Power Cord, and Raven, all of which were not Season 3 battle pass skins. They all came out during the shop in Season 3, so I do not know why they made all the Season 3 battle pass skins not battle pass skins from the original season. They should have done the Reaper, Elite Agent, and Dark Voyager. Simple as that. Literally like the most iconic skins from that season, but nope, they fucked up, and the battle pass, this was the worst OG battle pass yet. And also the way they started to handle content updates, I think they did do this in Season 1 or 2, but it was more noticeable in Season 3. So basically you'd have half the season's content when the season comes out, so we had the hand cannon, the guided missile, lucky landing at the start, and then like a month or two later they release the rest of the content. So I think that was like what, the Porta Fort, the heavy shotgun, whatever else was added in Season 3. And I really do not like this, because in the original Chapter 1 obviously they updated the game weekly, and that's when they would add new guns and stuff, but they instead just do one update every season, add the rest of the content, and then we'd have to wait until the next season. And I do not like that strategy. That is what Call of Duty does, and at least in Call of Duty the seasons are pretty short, so it makes sense for them to do that. But in Fortnite, because I think Season 3, so OG Season 3 was also the longest OG season, and it was also, so it had the least amount of content besides Season 1, and it was the longest. It was longer than the original OG Season 3. This was almost like 3 months for no reason. It just made no sense, but one good thing I guess was they brought 50v50 back, which was kind of fun. I think they ruined the Storm, and 50v50 was way too quick, and the structure damage was very weak for some reason. It took forever to break people's builds, so it was kind of weird, but at least they brought the mode back, which was fun for a while. They also did bring back the meteor showers towards the end of the season, where like meteors would hit the map, teasing Season 4. And that was kind of cool, I guess, but there also just wasn't a lot of map changes in Season 3. Literally, the only thing that was added in the season was Lucky Landing, which I love Lucky Landing, but it's just not enough. And that's why, again, I do think they should have started OG on Season 3, because it took us this long, and we haven't got any content yet, and they're just kind of killing the mode. So Season 3 was by far the worst OG season yet. And by the way, we still had the horrible grass change from Chapter 5. There was just so many things wrong with this. There was literally every single update in Season 3 as well. It added more and more bugs and inconsistencies to the mode, which don't get fixed until later. So by far the worst OG season. I'll shut up about it now, but genuinely a 3 out of 10. Worse than Season 1 and 2. Alright, so moving on to Season 4, and finally I can stop ranting about how horrible this mode is, because Season 4 was surprisingly good. So they fixed the grass, so instead of using the original Chapter 1 grass, they actually use a reload grass, but the reload grass is just a shorter Chapter 1 grass, so I don't really care. I'll take it. It's better than nothing. I'm happy they fixed it. The loot pool was a lot more accurate. They fixed a lot of stuff like the AR icon, a lot of the weapon stats. They also brought a lot of fun items like the drum gun back, also the jetpack was back for a bit. And this season was just a lot more fun. There was a lot more to play around with. We had the bounce pads, and the bounce pads were broken, so they would launch you a lot further than they were supposed to. But that was fun. I don't care, it's whatever. This season was honestly a lot of fun. The Battle Pass, so thankfully this Battle Pass had all Season 4 Battle Pass skins. So it was Technique, Omega, and Visitor, and all of these skins were really good. And sadly they didn't have the original colors for Omega, but my favorite skin from this Battle Pass is a Visitor, so I don't really care. Amazing Battle Pass. The season was a lot better than the previous one, thankfully. The map changes as well. Finally, the Chapter 1 map was starting to get interesting. We had Dusty Divot, we had the Hop Rocks, we had Risky Reels, we had all of the like crash sites around the map, and it's made the map a lot more fun. You had the villain and hero bases as well, which were amazing drop spots. And Season 4 was really just start the comeback, I think, for OG in general. Like, Seasons 1 to 3 were just horrible and just got worse and worse, whereas Season 4 was really the start of the comeback, and this season fixed so many issues. And they did the Rocket event at the end of the season, which was a bit different. So there was a Red Rift, which ties into the new story they're trying to tell with OG, and sadly, I think I was out, I didn't get to watch it, but I watched some videos. incredible. I mean, I watched the original event. I remember I was playing, I think, with a few of my friends, and we're in Tilted Towers in the original event, and then the rocket just flew right on top of us, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I realized there was an event happening. So sadly, I didn't get to rewatch it from a better angle than Tilted Towers, but it looked incredible, and I'm glad they're replaying old events. I can't wait for more. But honestly, Season 4, I would have to give it a 7 out of 10. Major comeback. Alright, so now we're on to OG Season 5, and there is a lot to talk about in this season. This is definitely the most content-packed season yet for OG, and I gotta say, this season started off a bit weird. So they did post a trailer for the season as usual, but it didn't have a key art or anything. Every single OG season up to this date has had a key art, but they didn't do it for the season. This is sadly the start of a trend where they started to not market OG updates, and it was a bit weird, but whatever. At least we got a trailer, and Season 5 came out, and this season was honestly really good. Just like Season 4, this season fixed a lot of issues. They added Paradise Palms, Lazy Links, and added just a lot more life to the map, also the Viking Village. This season was honestly just a major improvement over the previous seasons. The Battle Pass, I think it was Drift, Redline, and Sunstrider, so not as good as the Season 4 Battle Pass, but still really strong, definitely a lot better than the Season 3. And the loot pool was incredible this season, so we had the P90, the Double Barrel, the Shockwaves, the Grappler, the Suppressed Skull, the Heavy Sniper. They added so much this season. It was a lot of fun, and this started making the mode just a bit more fast-paced, as before obviously we only really had the launch pads, the bounce pads, not too much movement, but we added the grapplers, the shockwaves this season. Like I said, Season 5 was just a major improvement in pretty much every single way. Also, the mid-season update was really good, so I added Tomato Temple, the Porter Fortress, I added a few more of the guns. Just, there was so much content this season I can talk about. Season 5 was just so good, and thankfully the season wasn't too long like Season 3. This was around, like, I think it was less than 2 months, so honestly a perfect length for an OG season. They also, for some reason, brought the Zaptron back again, so they did like a weekend in OG where it was low gravity at all times and the Zaptron was back. And I know a lot of people didn't really like this, but in my opinion, I think doing silly stuff like that every now and then in OG is fun. Like, I'm happy for them to do that. Having no gravity in the Zaptron for a weekend it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I don't care. One of the problems I had with the season though was the fog. So in Season 1, like I mentioned, they added the original fog back to OG, but the OG fog should only be there for really the first 2 seasons. They removed it, I think, in late Season 2 when they updated the map with Tilted and everything. So they still have it in Season 5, and it just made the mode look horrible. You can't see people from long distances. The map just looks really ugly. The fog is just way too dense, and it just doesn't fit the Season 5 map. And thankfully, they did fix it at the end of the season, but then they reverted it at the start of Season 6, then they fixed it again. It is so weird, but thankfully right now in OG, they did fix the fog again. But yeah, that was one of my main complaints. Also the guided missile. So I think the guided missile was still in the game at this point. It was so fucking annoying, because in Season 5 they were supposed to nerf the damage of the guided missile, but they didn't, and it just started to get really annoying to play again. So I lost so many matches. I think I'm using the guided missile on the clip in the background, but I don't care, I can complain about it. But it was just so annoying. And they also brought the cube back, but it was red, and it was a lot of fun really to watch the cube roll around the map again. I did love that a lot. I didn't get to watch it sink into the lake, sadly. I wasn't there for that, like the last event. Season 5, there was just so much, and there was a few problems. The double pump was supposed to be removed, but it didn't. Some of the weapon stats were a bit inconsistent, like I said, the fog, but it was just, there was a lot of content to appreciate and a lot to do in this mode, and this mode finally started to feel like it was worth playing. We weren't just waiting for it to get better. This was honestly, like, a lot of people remember Chapter 1 Season 5 as peak Chapter 1, and I would honestly say the same for the season. The season was incredible. They also added the golf carts. There was a lot, like I said, there was a lot I could talk about with OG Season 5, but genuinely just probably the best OG season yet. I would have to give it an 8 out of 10. Really amazing. Alright, and now for the final season of OG Year 1, we have Season 6, and this season was really weird. So they released the season at the start of October, and there was no marketing. There was no trailer, no key art. They didn't even make a tweet or post anything about Season 6. Literally, it just shadow dropped pretty much, and there were so many issues. So I think a lot of the items were inconsistent. There was a lot of visual bugs, like there was bushes everywhere on the map on console. The guns were way more inconsistent. The fog was back. There were so many issues with OG Season 6 on launch, and we literally didn't get any communication about OG until like a week later, where they made a tweet saying like, hey, we know OG Season 6 is kind of bad, we're going to fix it, don't worry. That was literally the first thing they said about OG Season 6 was how bad it was. And the Battle Pass, so the Battle Pass, we had Dire, Calamity, and DJ Yonder, and this Battle Pass, I prefer this OG Battle Pass to the previous one. I would honestly say my favourite OG Battle Passes so far are OG Seasons 2, 4, and 6. Those are definitely my favourites. I love these battle passes. Really good battle pass again. And thankfully, after the fix, like a week or two later, OG Season 6 started to get really good. So the quad crashes came back, and the quad crashes again were kind of strange. So 1 week they could fly like they're supposed to. In the original Season 6, quad crashes could fly. So I think when they came out they could. Then they tried to fix something else with them, and they couldn't fly, and they still can't fly to this day. So but the quad crashes are fun regardless. I remember flying with them when you could. It was a lot of fun. Also, Fortnite Mares was okay, so they did make it so the zombies would only spawn in the corrupted zones, which previously in the original Fortnite Mares they could spawn anywhere on the map, but a lot of people complained, so I was okay with this change. Also, the pumpkin launcher was a lot of fun when they brought that back. A lot of the guns this season, so Season 6 had so many good guns, to be fair. The heavy assault rifle on launch is genuinely better than the Scar. Even in Season 7, I'm still using it. I love the heavy assault rifle. They finally brought the purple and gold pumps. The quad launcher is okay. And there's just a lot of fun items in Season 6. It's one of those seasons where they add a ton of fun stuff. They also finally fixed the storm change they made in Season 2, so they reverted it back to the Chapter 1 storms, I believe, and even to this day, it makes OG so much better to play, genuinely. I wish they brought the original Storm system back into the main game as well, because it is just so much better. It makes the game just play so much better. The pacing is a million times better. Also, they replayed the Butterfly event, but it was a bit different, so the red cube was inside like the in-between world, whatever you call it. And I was okay with that. I like them changing the original events, because I really do think if they just repeat Chapter 1 again, 100% accurate, people are going to get bored, so I'm okay with them changing the story a little bit. I'm more than okay with that, and thankfully I was there to watch this event. I loved it. But yeah, honestly, I would say Season 6 of OG started off really poorly, and then after that first week or two, it became probably my favorite OG season yet. I'm not even joking. This is tied with Season 5, my favorite season. I had a lot of fun playing OG Season 6, and also they removed the guided missile, so 10 out of 10 season. Well, I'm joking, it's not 10 out of 10, but the guided missile being removed made me so much happier playing this game mode, because I was getting so pissed off losing so many matches to it before. So yeah, there's a ton of great guns and items. They removed the guided missile, the fog was fixed again, the quad crasher came back, the event was amazing, the battle pass was good. OG Season 6, I just wish it had better marketing. Literally, I wish we got a trailer for it or something, or like a key art. We still didn't get it in Season 7, which is weird, but they did actually post about Season 7. They made like a roadmap thing for it on Twitter. So at least Season 7 was getting some marketing, whereas Season 6 literally got nothing. But honestly, major improvement. They kept fixing a ton of the issues with Season 6, and the mode really, at this point, is just getting better and better. I think since Season 4, like, OG has just been, besides like a few kind of dips, like at the start of Season 6, like I said, they really are just improving a ton of the issues, and it is so much fun to play. I love OG, but honestly, OG Season 6, I would have to give it a 8 out of 10, same as Season 5. But yeah, that is going to do it for my ranking of all the Year 1 OG seasons. So at the start, so you can kind of notice the first half of Year 1 was just awful. I mean, Season 1 was okay, but Season 2 and 3 completely just ruined OG's reputation. Then Season 4, 5, 6 just really started to build it back up. And right now, so I didn't rank Season 7 because that came out after the first year of OG technically. But Season 7, if we ranked it, Season 7 is a 10 out of 10. I'm just saying, and they're fixing the lighting. I think in a couple weeks they made an announcement saying they're fixing the lighting, making it more accurate to the original Season 7. Season 7 is a 10 out of 10, so hopefully in a year's time when we can rank OG Year 2, that is going to be my ranking for Season 7, unless they fuck it up somehow in the next 2 months. But honestly, Season 7, thankfully Seasons 4, 5, and 6 were so good, to the point we got to Season 7 just being so much fun, and I'm really grateful for OG. I think OG is the most amount of Fortnite I've played, probably since like Chapter 2. I didn't really play much of Chapter 3, 4, and 5, and I didn't even really play much Chapter 6 besides like the Star Wars season, the bug season, and maybe Blitz. I played a lot of Blitz when that came out, and I actually have a video coming out in a few days talk about the state of Blitz and how they kind of ruined the mode, so that will come out in a few days. But Yeah, honestly, I love OG. This is the most amount of Fortnite I've played in ages, and I really can't wait for the rest of Chapter 1. So, thank you guys for watching this video, though. I really do appreciate it. Comment below what was your least favorite and your favorite OG season and why. I think most people would probably say like seasons 2 or 3 were their least favorite, or even season 1. But I'm interested to see what you guys think. Do you guys still play OG, or you could come back to it maybe in like season 8 or like in chapter 2 if they do it? Let me know. But thank you guys for watching. Please do leave a like. Also join my Discord. I have a Discord that I'm trying to revive. If you guys just want to talk about Fortnite, get updates on videos, or just hang out with me, I would appreciate joining the Discord in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See ya.